Hey folks, this is Kalani. We're going to be looking at Garrisons as a gameplay feature in Warlords of Draenor. So we're going to be looking at how they work, what they do, how you can get the most out of your garrisons, and why you should invest in them. So first things first, what can you do in your garrison? So we've got our town hall here. It's your biggest building by far, and inside you have two little tables. The first one is your war table, which deals with all your followers, which we'll get to in a little while. But the first one I want to look at is the architect table, because this one has basically your plans for your garrison. So as you can see, we've got our Great Hall and then various plots where we can put a few buildings. You can choose any of these buildings from small, medium and large, and then you've got some which are always there. So there's the menagerie, which is to do with battle pets, you've got a fishing shack, you've got a herb garden, and you've got Frostwall mines. So you've got a mine, and what these do is provide an area for you to play about with your pet battles. So you can attract elite pets, which you can battle for rewards, increase your trap chance, and basically provide a few nice bonuses to your pet battles. The fishing shack allows you to fish in your own little pond, which is more of a cave waterfall, which is absolutely beautiful. It's really nice. And the herb garden provides you with herbs. You do not need herbalism for this, so you can get herbs basically for free every day. And then the mine does the exact same, but with ore. So you can gather raw materials from your garrison without ever having to go mining or herbing on any of your characters, which is kind of nice. As a very quick aside, if you are mining and you go mining in your mine for mining material, I'll stop. If you go basically in your mine as a miner, you get more ores than if you weren't a miner. Same with the herb garden. If you're a herbalist and you go and pick all the herbs in your herb garden, you'll get more per herb you pick. So there is still an advantage to having those, but that doesn't mean that you have to do without if you don't have those professions. Some of the buildings are very basic, such as your profession buildings. They may be basic, but at the end of the day, you can't really do a great deal without them. You need these profession buildings to buy your recipes, to create your work orders, which we'll get to in a little while, but all you need to know is that if you're an alchemist, you need to build an alchemy lab if you want to get the most out of your alchemist. So that's kind of important. Others provide services such as the trading post, allows you to trade around garrison resources. So you can trade garrison resources, which are the resource to do with your garrison. You need them to send your followers on missions and to build and upgrade any of your buildings. You can trade crafting materials for those resources at the trading post, and you can also trade them the other way. So if you have excess garrison resources, you can make a bit of gold potentially from them. You can get fun buildings, such as the Goblin Workshop, which provides you with a variety of little toys, including a personal nuke, which is pretty amazing. It kind of destroys anything it hits, which is fantastic. So you've got fun buildings, you've got crafting buildings, you've got service buildings, and then you've got things which tie very nicely into the garrison, such as the Frostwall Tavern. The Frostwall Tavern will let you hire new followers every week. We'll get to followers in a little bit, but that's basically what that does, and it's pretty important. And then you've got things which provide incredible, amazing, just quality of life features, I guess you'd call them, such as the Spirit Lodge, which you can open portals to all around Draenor, so you can happily portal to the other side of Draenor from your garrison and portal back. The stables will increase your mount speed. Bear in mind we're stuck with ground mounts for now, so that's very important. And then you can also get some mounts from the stables. You can train some, so that's nice and cool. And then things like the barn are going to be very important, because that level 3 allows you to capture elite beasts to harvest for savage blood. That is a rare crafting material used in all epic recipes. So some of these are going to be pretty important and can make you quite a lot of gold if you play your cards right. So when you're building buildings, you simply need to look at the building on the left hand side and then drag it onto the plot where it goes. So we can make a large building, a barracks, on top of the Goblin Workshop. Bear in mind, if you don't have anything here before, you just drag it on the same, but if you do have something, to delete the old building, you just drag it on top. You'll get a confirmation. I don't really want to replace it, but as you can see, each one takes a significant amount of time, so It does kind of feel like Farmville, but that's fine, that's fine. You can't speed it up anyway, so you can't really buy your way out of it, meaning that gold is not going to, you know, turn the tides. You can't really pay to instantly build everything, which is a good thing. Everybody's going to be on the same page. And it works exactly the same for all of these. Now, to build a building, you will need blueprints, and you can get these from a variety of different ways, sort of. To build a building, you need the level 1 blueprint. All level 1 blueprints become available when you get your keep to level 2, which is around level 93. To upgrade them further, we can't currently upgrade one, but if one is capable of being upgraded, you'll be able to upgrade it here. So you can see I don't have the plans to upgrade this building. To upgrade it further, you need the level 2, which comes from level 96 for small, level 98 for medium, and level 100 for large. That's where they come from. And then to upgrade them to level 3, you're working with achievements. So to find most of these, you can go to achievements and garrisons and buildings, and you basically have to use the building. So to upgrade the lumber mill, you go out and basically use the lumber mill. You place work orders at the lumber mill, and eventually, when you place enough, you'll get your level 3 blueprint. For the Gladiator's Sanctum, you need to collect 4,000 broken bones. It's pretty simple. Use the building and you'll eventually get the level 3. So that's how everything to do with building your buildings works. With these ones on the side, you'll need to complete a quest. These become available at certain levels. So I think the mine is 92, the fishing shack is 94, herb garden is 96 or thereabouts, and I think the menagerie just kind of relies on you having battle pets, really. So those are a little different, but you upgrade them the exact same way. Yeah. So moving on from there, we'll have a look at the followers. So we'll have a look at the mission table. And this is where you have your missions and your followers. So we'll look at followers first, because you need followers to send them on missions. Each follower has an item level, which is dependent on their weapon and armor. You can increase these when they get to level 100. You'll need to level them up to level 100 first. But you can get items to upgrade these from missions, from the salvage yard, and from the war mill buildings. Each one has a special ability, or a variety of special abilities, which do really matter. So, for example, Dag here is a subtlety rogue with sap, which counters deadly minion, and kick, which counters powerful spell. So you're kind of playing rock, paper, scissors with some of these. Fast Learner is a trait which increases experience by 50% from missions. You have things like the Fury Slayer, which increases success chance of missions when fighting certain races, which is pretty important. You need to look at all of these. And then you've got ones which rely on terrain as well. So you can get a variety of followers. There's a lot of followers available, and quite a few of them are basically open season. You can go out into the world of Draenor and find a lot of these. I think only about, I think it's 10 to 20, I can't remember the exact number, comes from your Frostwall Inn, which is used to recruit more followers. You have a limit, which can be increased by building a barracks and upgrading that to level 3, so you kind of see how this all works in together, and you're going to need to do a little bit of research if you want to get the most out of your garrison, depending on what you want to do with your garrison, obviously. So here's one of the items which can increase the item level of your follower. You'd need to complete this mission, so to complete this mission, we want to counter Timed Battle, Powerful Spell, and Timed Battle. So Baluk is fantastic for that. And you can see, as you add people with increased item level and add counters, so here we can still counter Ogre, your chance increases, and this can go all the way up to 100%. So we'll counter the Ogre as well, that's 83, and then we'll throw in another one to go all the way up to 100%. So, start the mission. And then that mission goes, and each one is timed. So we have one in progress mission. You can check your report, I guess, your garrison report, to check on how things are doing. We can see that Go for the Heads, which is the one we just went on, has got 7 hours and 59 minutes remaining. That does need to tick all the way down. You can't buy out of it, you can't stop it. You can only get access to those followers again when that's completed. So we'll go ahead and send a few more followers out. Do we have another Ogre Slayer? We do not. I don't think we're going to get 100% for this one. 75 will do. That's a lot of things to counter. You can see how things start to get kind of fun. I really enjoy this kind of thing, which may be a little sad, maybe a little depressing, but it's really fun and you really get into it. It was the exact same with pet battles. People's like, oh, I'm not going to enjoy WoW Pokemon, and then they start, and then they loved it. So, kind of don't knock it until you try it. Let's just send them out on this one, 55% chance. I've had successful runs which were 25%, so you never know. But that's basically all there is to your followers, except you can tie some of your followers to some of your buildings. So these do tie in really well. For example, the alchemy lab, you can throw a follower to work at your alchemy lab to increase the yield of work orders. You can do the same with your blacksmith. Sadly, I've put our blacksmith on a mission. You can do the same with tailoring. You can even do the same with your mine and your herb garden. You can do the same with your fishing shack. It's really interconnected and it's really cool. I really enjoy how much the Garrison kind of works with itself. So those are the two really big systems which you need to get your head around, and this is going to be a long video, so let's just very quickly have a look at work orders, because that's the last thing that you need to understand to kind of learn how your garrison works. I should have enough crafting materials to throw in some work orders at the trading post.
Time is money, friend.
So here you can see you can trade garrison resources for crafting materials, but we want to go the other way around.
Yeah.
So we don't have any draining dust. Let's just,
Hey, how you doing?
for the sake of showing how this works.
Be good. Well,
So this one's random, and this one changes every day, but you can create a work order for garrison resources. Trade materials for 20 garrison resources, so you can see how many you're going to get from the work order by hovering over it. And to start it, you just need to fulfill the requirements. We have 5 draining dust, start work order, and that's it. We can start another one. So this is the trading post, so you can check your garrison report and look down at trading post. Each work order goes through in succession, so if you have 12, they don't all go at once, and each one is going to take 4 hours to complete. So 2 work orders, 8 hours, both of those will be ready. In 4, I can pick up the first one, and in another 4, I could come pick up the second, or I could wait the whole 8 hours and pick up both at once. It's completely up to you. But you can see and track all of your work orders on this little page. So you have 14 ready on all of the buildings, 12 ready, 2 in process, none ready for pickup. So that's how work orders work. And essentially, you're going to need to use these mainly for your profession buildings, because all of the professions require crafting materials which is made on a daily cooldown, but also made as a work order.
Strength and honor.
So,
Blood and thunder.
first blacksmithing work order.
Glory to the whole.
So for example, in blacksmithing, you need true steel ingots to make most of your materials and most of your crafting items. Those true steel ingots can be made by yourself on a daily cooldown, but to get any more than that, you're going to need to give this little chappie, or this little girlie, 5 true iron ore and wait 4 hours. That's the only other way to get them outside of your daily cooldown, and you're going to need to do this if you want to progress that profession. Otherwise, it's going to be really, really slow.
For the whole.
So that's really kind of how garrisons work. I can't really think of anything else which is overly important, or how things kind of work together. That should pretty much explain how everything meshes, I guess. But we'll have a quick look at the fishing spot, because this is by far my favourite place in this garrison. It's nice and pretty. It's nice and pretty. You have a nice place to just chill and relax. So whether you're interested in pure functionality, whether you're interested in creating your perfect little home, or just want somewhere to, as I said, sit back, relax and do a little bit of fishing, the Garrison is a really nice place to do it. and if you're really into the min-maxing, I can see people doing crazy things with their garrison and coming up with really nice combinations. But if you have any questions or queries, please do feel free to ask them in the comment section below. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, feel free to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.